Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal on a very pretty Wednesday morning. 15 degrees Celsius. Make it 59 Fahrenheit, and obviously going to go up quite a bit today. It's looking like it's going to be quite a hot day, which I'm really looking forward to. Now, as some of you will remember, today is a very special day because it's actually my new Friday. For those of you who don't know, I'm working my way to retirement, and starting today, I will not, well, starting tomorrow, I will not be working Thursdays. So Wednesday has become my new Friday, because I don't work Fridays either. I'm sure it's going to feel very weird, but I'm really looking forward to it. So I get an extra long weekend every weekend. I'll get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. So I'm going to be off more than I'm working. Yay! I'm really looking forward to it. Now, the question is, what am I going to do with that extra day each week? And I have a feeling that for at least the short term, it's going to be a really good idea for me to actually have things that I want to do on that day, just so that I can get used to having that day available and not feel that it is wasted, if you like. I definitely have found, with my new system of trying to actually program in a little bit of this and a little bit of that in the evenings while I'm uploading the video. And by the way, I apologize for the fact it was a little bit late yesterday. I don't quite know what happened. I had some stuff happen when I got home, and that delayed me a bit. And I always like to let you guys know that I'm a bit delayed when I am. But I think I got it up within half an hour of its normal time. But anyway, so last night was a little bit different. Now I need to tell you that I'm busy going through the roadworks section here, and they've nearly finished. I reckon give them another week and they might be out of here, and we might actually have road back. Mind you, as soon as they finish this section, right, they'll move to the next one. Oh, positive thinking. Yeah. So, as usual, I would like to encourage you all to let me know what it is you'd like me to talk about, if you would. Are there any subjects you'd like to have my views on? Have you got any challenges that you or your friends are going through that I might have some input on? And if so, just let me have them at DearMamaSal@gmail.com. The other thing is, sorry, I'm just watching somebody drive off with their boat. I guess they're not going to work. Yeah. Anyway, so what I wanted to do was just, invite you to write to me. I do actually try and get back to everybody who writes or whatever, and even comments. And it was so cute because I think it was Kara has written to me recently from Germany, and she was thanking me for, I don't know, she thanked me for something and wished me greetings from Germany. So obviously when I wrote back, I said Danke, which, you know, for those of you who know, is German for thank you. Well, then she wrote back to me on something else in the comments, and I went, well, you know, I think I should go back to her in German. And I did, because, you know, we have the technology today where we can do that. And I think it's only polite to at least try. And it was so cute because she said my German was actually quite good. And I wrote back and said, no, my German is useless. The Google translation apparently is quite good. And I said, however, having said that, the thought behind it is the same. My wish to be polite and respectful of somebody who writes to me all the way from Germany, that didn't change. I really find it very interesting that whenever I check the demographics of the viewers, you know, you would think that Canada would be my first or second largest audience, and it isn't. My second largest audience comes from England. Yay, England. Well, I say England, the British Isles. And in fact, I think it actually is. Let me think. Yeah, I think maybe it's the United Kingdom. I'll have to check on that. And the reason I'm stalling a bit, oh yeah, that would be why. Okay, so I always find that fascinating, and thank you for all of you who watch me from there. It must be very disturbing to see me drive to work on the wrong side of the road for you guys. You know, we talked a bit yesterday about being right, and I'm sure you can all relate to moments where you've felt the need to have that happen. I was reading somewhere this morning about a child who decided that he wanted his independence, and I think he was 10, and he wanted to be treated like an adult, not like a child, and all sorts of things, you know. And obviously there've been quite some conflicts between the mother and the child. Anyway, so the mother wrote back a formal letter and thanked him for wanting to be an adult, and thanked him for his very grown-up mentality, or whatever it was that she said. And she said, well, of course the rules change a bit when you're an adult. It's not like being a kid, so here are your new rules. You know, starting tomorrow you will owe me, you know, $450 a month rent, and you will need to pay me this much towards the electricity, or hydro if you're in Canada, and you will need to pay me this much towards the, I think, you know, $25 towards the cost of the internet. And then she had the whole laundry list of stuff that the kid would need to do, and that there would be certain tasks around the house that, now that he was no longer a child, that it will now be mandatory that he perform, and she had a whole list of those, because now he was going to be a roommate rather than a child. And so therefore we needed to halve the workload, and that included things like the wash and the garbage, and she had a whole list of stuff. Anyway, it went on very positive terms all the way, and then at the end of it said, by the way, if you would like to go back to being a child, let's renegotiate the deal. And I thought that was really quite clever, because rightly or wrongly, that the child is of an age where the child thinks that being an adult is a good thing, and a fun thing. And I thought the mother did a really good job of explaining that, it's not all it's cracked up to be. There's a lot of responsibility and a lot of cost involved in it. And I thought that was very clever. And so, here's your moment. Would you like to go back to being a child? Where I continue to pay for your clothes, and it was very, very meaningful. What I didn't get was what they didn't report back on what the child said, and I would have been very interested to hear the child's reaction. But it also gave a wonderful opening for them to have a new dialogue about what it was to be a child and what respect was, and And I wondered about you guys that listen and watch. Do you think that respect is something you can demand, or is it something that you earn? And I say that because I was with somebody earlier this week who actually said that the one thing that she used to say to her children was that, I don't mind if you don't like me right now, but I do demand respect. And I wondered whether you think that you can demand respect. Is respect something you can demand? And what have you done, or what was done to you in your family when you were growing up? Perhaps I should... I know that in my family, good manners, and in that I include respect, good manners were more important than anything. And there were very strict rules about what we were allowed to say at the dinner table, what we weren't allowed to say, what we were allowed to wear at the dinner table, or for those sort of meals. We had some really, we had to have good table manners. Otherwise we didn't get to eat with everybody else. There were all sorts of really quite strict rules, and you can say that that's punitive, it's punishing of the child, but they are values that lasted me a lifetime. So I wonder, just in terms of how you guys feel, here you are in this century, because I realize I grew up more Downton Abbey than I did in today's world. But do you think that we need to go back to having etiquette, to having good manners? Do you believe that children would be better prepared for life if they had them? And I say that because one of the things that I always had on my list of criteria for any young person that came to co-op with us, manners came in very high on our requirement list. When I say manners, but somebody who was respectful, somebody who knew how to dress in a business-like way, somebody who knew how to talk to adults in a respectful way. All those sort of things were part of what I was looking for, even though I was dealing with a 16-year-old. Because I never knew if the 16-year-old was going to be needing to talk to a client or somebody else. So to me, it was always important that they had good basic manners. And so I wonder, because I do know that it seems to have, in some cases, fallen by the wayside. But one of the things that I said to every student that's ever come, do not lose your good manners. Because whether it's fair or not is not the point. The point is that good manners will get you noticed today more than a lot of things. And if you treat adults with respect and with an open heart, and I say an open heart, adults will not only give you a lot of time, they'll go out of their way to help you achieve your goals. That's my experience. So I just wondered how the rest of you feel about that. Got any feedback on that? Did you insist on good manners from your children? Or if you're young enough to still have your children at home, do you insist on it? Or if you are a child, what is it like in your family? Do they insist on good manners? Let me know. This is DearMamaSal saying bye-bye for now.